You're about to unlock a secret that lives in the shadows of every interaction you've ever had with a woman. It's not in the pickup lines, the expensive dinners, or the performative confidence you've been sold. It's buried deeper in the primal wiring of her brain. And right now, you are standing at the edge of a truth that rewrites everything you thought you knew about attraction. You feel that itch? That frustration when she ghosts after a great date? When she calls you a great guy but sleeps with the asshole? That's your gut screaming that the game is rigged. But what if I told you the rigging has a blueprint? A psychological trigger system so precise, so brutally effective, that once you grasp it, really grasp it, you won't just attract her. You'll live rent-free in her mind. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to activate the obsession switch she can't turn off. Let's cut through the noise. Obsession isn't love. It isn't even about you. It's about scarcity. Not the fake ignore her texts scarcity every dating guru vomits up. Real scarcity. The kind that taps into her deepest fear, losing something irreplaceable. Think about the last time you truly craved something. Was it the burger joint on every corner? Or that limited edition sneaker that sold out in seconds? Her brain works the same. When you're everywhere, always available, always predictable, you're that burger joint, convenient, forgettable. Now picture this, you're at a party. She's laughing at your joke, leaning in. Then you spot a friend across the room. "Excuse me for a second," you say, calm, unhurried. You walk away mid-conversation, not to play games, because you genuinely don't need her validation to breathe. And in that moment, you become the sold-out sneaker. Your absence creates value. Her brain starts racing. Why isn't he begging for my attention? What does he have that I don't? That's scarcity in motion, not manipulation, but magnetism. The mistake? Believing obsession comes from over-delivering. You text back instantly. You rearrange your schedule for her. You bleed vulnerability on the third date, hoping it builds connection. You're handing her the entire script. And where's the mystery in that? Where's the hunger? I watched a client, let's call him Mark Destroy a Sure Thing because he couldn't resist overgiving. She mentioned loving jazz, so what did he do? Bought tickets to a $300 show, planned dinner, hired a limo, treated her like a queen. She canceled last minute, said she was sick. Found out later she went to a dive bar with some tattooed bartender who told her, "I'm busy Friday, hit me up Saturday if you're still around." Mark reeked of availability, the bartender, scarcity. Your challenge this week, do less, be more. If she suggests plans, respond once, then let silence breathe. If she doesn't follow up, she just showed you her investment level, and that silence, it's your first step toward rewiring her fear of loss. But scarcity alone is just the foundation. Obsession needs fuel. That fuel is emotional spikes. You think predictability builds comfort? Wrong. Predictability builds boredom. Boredom is the graveyard of desire. She doesn't remember the guy who asked polite questions over sushi. She remembers the one who dragged her into a rainstorm because dancing in the rain beats dessert. She remembers the roller coaster, not the sidewalk. Your mission isn't to be her rock, it's to be her lightning strike. Let's break down a scene. You're on a date, standing down. She's talking about her corporate job, glassy-eyed. You can not only say, or you could shatter the script. True. I stopped you mid-sentence because I just realized something dangerous. Pause. Let her heartbeat thump twice. You're the kind of woman who could make a man risk everything. What? Her pupils dilate. She wasn't expecting that. You just hijacked her nervous system, created a spike. Now she's not thinking about spreadsheets. She's thinking about you, about what you meant, about the risk. That's the hook, that's the drop. And she craved the next hit. You think predictability builds comfort? Wrong. Predictability builds boredom, and boredom is the graveyard of desire. She doesn't remember the guy who asked polite questions over She remembers the one who dragged her into a rainstorm because dancing in the rain beats dessert. She remembers the roller coaster, not the sidewalk. Your mission isn't to be her rock. It's to be her lightning strike. Let's break down a scene. You're on a date, standard dinner. She's talking about her corporate job, glassy-eyed. You could nod along safe, or you could shatter the script. Lean in, lower your voice. Truth? I stopped you mid-sentence because I just realized something dangerous. Pause. Let her heartbeat thump twice. You're the kind of woman who could make a man risk everything. What? Her pupils dilate. She wasn't expecting that. You just hijacked her amygdala. Created a spike. Now she's not thinking about spreadsheets. She's thinking about you. About what you meant. About the risk. That's the hook. That's the drug. And she craved the next hit. But here's where men self-destruct. They confuse emotional spikes with chaos. They think lightning strike means being unstable, volatile, unreliable. So they oscillate between boring and unhinged texting paragraphs at 2 a.m. after 3 days of silence. That's not a spike. That's a seizure. Real spikes live in the tension between safety and danger. Picture a trapeze artist. The safety net I send to exciting, but knowing it is there lets him fly higher. You are her net. Your consistency, your values, your purpose, your unshakable frame is what allows her to trust the fall. The spike, that's you cutting the ropes mid-swing. Not because you're cruel, because you know the net holds. Remember Jake? He mastered this. When his girlfriend complained he was too distant, he didn't grovel. He took her hiking. Halfway up the trail, he stopped. You're right, I've been in my head. No why. Silence. Wind in the pines. Because when I'm with you, I forget how to want anything else. And that terrifies me. Boom. Safety plus danger. Her obsession flared white hot that day. Your fatal flaw right now? You're trying to manufacture spikes. Force teasing, scripted push-pull. She smells the sweat on it. Authentic spikes come from one place. Your genuine indifference to the outcome. That bartender who told her, hit me up Saturday, he wasn't playing 4D chess. He just valued his Friday night more than her validation. His authenticity created the spike. Your challenge. Next time you feel the itch to people please, to morph into what you think she wants, freeze. Ask yourself, what would I do right now if I genuinely didn't take care if she walked away? Then do that. If she texts with at 10 p.m. and your gut says, I'm rewatching Die Hard, say that. Don't over-explain. Don't mirror her energy. Let her feel the gravitational pull of your reality. Either she leans in hard or she reveals she never wanted the real you. Both outcomes win. This is where obsession crystallizes in the paradox of control. The more you release control over her reactions, over the result, the more power you wield. Obsession isn't about domination, it's about invitation. You're not building a cage. You're lighting a bonfire in the wilderness. She can stay warm in the trees, or walk toward the flames. But make no mistake, that fire is your purpose, your mission, your life without her. I'll never forget Lucia. She demanded I skip a business trip for her birthday. Old me would have canceled. Broken me would have begged. But the man who understands obsession, he kissed her forehead. I'll be in Berlin. My flight's at 6. If you want to see me before I go, I'm packing tonight. She showed up at 8 p.m. with takeout. Because the man who chooses his purpose over her panic, that's the drug she can't quit. But none of this works if you skip the core engine, unresolved tension. Every great movie, every addictive song, every obsession, human or otherwise, thrives on the unfinished. The unresolved chord. The cliffhanger. Most men rush to resolve tension. She's cold. They flood her with warmth. She's distant. They double text. They think closure is king. It's not. Closure is the kill switch for obsession. Let's replay that party scene from earlier. You walk away mid-conversation. She watches you laugh with your friend. Why isn't he looking back? Was it something I said? That tension, that's the space where obsession grows. Like mold in the dark, you didn't explain. You didn't return to fix it. You trusted the tension to do its work, and it did. By midnight, she accidentally bumped into you at the bar. So, you just abandon women mid-sentence often? Hook set. But none of this works if you skip the core engine, unresolved tension. Every great movie, every addictive song, every obsession, human or otherwise, thrives on the unfinished. The unresolved chord, the cliffhanger. Most men rush to resolve tension. She's cold, they flood her with warmth. She's distant, they double text. They think closure is king. It's not. Closure is the kill switch for obsession. Let's replay that party scene from earlier. You walk away mid-conversation. She watches you laugh with your friend. Why isn't he looking back? Was it something I said? That tension? That's the space where obsession grows. Like mold in the dark, you didn't explain. You didn't return to fix it. You trusted the tension to do its work. And it did. By midnight, she accidentally bumped into you at the bar. So you just abandon women mid-sentence often, hook set. Now here's the brutal pivot nobody tells you. Obsession isn't about her, it's about you. Specifically, the version of you that exists beyond her. The man with a mission so magnetic, so unapologetically his own, that her proximity to it feels like standing near a reactor core. You think Lucia showed up with takeout because I played scarcity games? No, she showed up because that night in Berlin was closing a 6-figure deal. Because when she demanded I stay, she saw zero hesitation in my eyes. Not anger, not resentment. Just the calm certainty of a man who'd already chosen. That's the ultimate spike. That's the unresolved tension that lasts for weeks. He chose Berlin, but he kissed my forehead like I mattered. What does he see when he looks at me? This is where you've been lied to. The red pill crowd screams outcome independence, but then teaches you to simulate it, to fake indifference, to hide your neediness behind cold texts and delayed replies. Let me gut punch you. She smells faking like blood and water. Authentic outcome independence comes from one source, an irreplaceable identity, not your job title, not your muscles, your inner narrative. The story you tell yourself about who you are and why you're here. Right now, your story is likely infected. I'm the guy who needs her to validate me. I'm the nice guy who finishes last. I'm the struggler. Rewrite it. Burn the old manuscript. Scene. You wake up tomorrow. Before you check your phone, before you scroll, you stand at the mirror and you speak this aloud. I am the architect. My mission is non-negotiable. My energy is a fortress. I do not chase, I attract. Feel how that vibrates in your chest? That's not affirmation bullshit. That's neural rewiring. That's you installing the operating system of a man who cannot be replaced. Because when she's with you, she's not accessing a boyfriend, she's accessing a reality. One where adventure crackles in the air, where tension is art, where her emotions spike because yours are rooted in something deeper than her approval. The final trap, believing obsession equals possession. You want her thinking about you? Good. You want her addicted to your presence? Dangerous. Obsession is a byproduct, not a goal. Chase it directly, and you become the needy guy analyzing her hot and cold signals. The man who inspires obsession does something perversely simple. He walks away first. Not as a tactic, because his cup is full. Because Berlin is waiting. Because the mission is louder than her whispers. I watched a client break the cycle last month. Sarah pulled the classic, I need space move. Old him would have pleaded, knew him. Sent one text, understood. I'll be in Peru filming the documentary. If your path changes, you know where to find me. No follow-up, no social media lurking. He released control so completely it left a vacuum, and nature abhors a vacuum. Her text started 72 hours later, not because he won, because he truly didn't need her to lose. So let's detonate the myth once and for all. Her obsession equals your indifference to IT. You don't make her obsess. You become the man obsession attaches to like gravity. You build your world so compelling, so electrically alive, that not being part of it feels like exile. You kiss her forehead and fly to Berlin. You hike mountains and whisper raw truths in the wind. You watch her walk away and feel nothing but quiet certainty because the mission never paused. Her brain won't release you, not because you withheld attention, but because you gave her a taste of a man who doesn't orbit her. And that is the drug she will claw through glass to find again. Final truth: obsession isn't love. It's the echo of a man who chose himself so completely, his absence became a phantom limb. So ask yourself now, am I building her obsession or becoming the man it follows?